Yeah, you have all those people that come up to you and say, oh, I wish I had your life. I'm just gonna let everybody know out there that it's not as glamorous and easy as it looks, that's for sure.
What up?
On a Joe Gibbs Racing Yamaha, put your hands together to Riverside, California native, number 33, Josh Grant.
My type? I'd say blonde hair, nice figure, and good teeth.
Folks, will you please get up out of your seats and make some noise for the number 22 of the speedy one. Say hello to Chad Reed.
I only just got home last Wednesday. I've tested twice. I did one 30-minute moto, so I think I'm ready to go.
From Smithville, Texas, over the last couple of years, the most consistent motocross racer in the world. Say hello to the number 29 of Andrew Short.
Have to keep the water bottle handy to squirt those guys sometimes. I'm a little scared.
Out of Victorville, California, the whole shot artist. He grew up in the shadows of Glen Helen, the number 800, Mike Gillespie.
If you want to film a clown show, film this right here. But Dad, that's a clown show. That's what you got to zoom in on.
Wearing number 2, he's on a Monster Energy Kawasaki ride. He is undefeated in the outdoors. As he went through the lights class, he steps up to the big board. Say hello to Ryan Villapoto.
Where did the rivalry or the ill feelings or whatever you want to call it start? Between
Oh, well, that was way back in amateur stuff when we were racing 60s, so that was a long time ago.
As amateurs, I mean, the deal was pretty clear. In order for us to eat, we had to win.
You know, you start off, you know, mom and dad bringing you to the races.
None of us had jobs. We gave our whole entire existence to winning amateur races.
I started to get a little bit better, and mom and dad started taking me to, you know, some amateur nationals, and
We won at all cost. That didn't make a lot of friends.
it was like second to Mike.
Never won a race when they raced against us. Never. Never won a race against us. That creates a lot of hard feelings, you know?
I don't hate him by no means, but I'm not gonna, you know, hang out with him and really talk with him, you know? No, not at all.
It's a Suzuki on the inside. Is that Chad Reed, Michael Berner, Mike Alessi? Mike Alessi with the hole shot. Alessi knocking down the hole shot into the number 1 ride. Josh Grant, the local boy, and Andrew Short now back in third. Villapoto right there as well. Josh Grant is setting sail going after Mike Alessi, but Alessi on that Rockstar Makita Suzuki looks to have his A game today, and he's trying to break away. We got a pass for third as Villapoto gets up and around Andrew Short. Villapoto is going to have to dig deep, has a deficit of almost 5 seconds on Mike Alessi and Josh Grant. Watch out, Alessi out of Victorville, California, holding on to that number 1 position. Where is he? I think he fell. Mike fell. Alessi went down. It appears that Alessi's gone down, but he was quickly up, and so now Josh Grant inherits the lead. Ryan Villapoto on the gas, but here comes Alessi. Alessi back into the number 3 ride. He's bearing down on Villapoto. Andrew Short is watching it all unfold. Come on. It's still Grant holding on to the number 1 ride. But here comes Ryan Villapoto. Here comes the battle for the lead. Down to the mountain, they get on the binders. It is still Grant, still holding on to the number 1 ride. Here they go towards the finish line. It's Josh Grant on the Joe Gibbs Yamaha. He is now 6 bike lengths up as he crosses the stripe. Still holding on to the number 1 ride, but Villapoto knocked a second off of it. Villapoto, he takes an entirely different line, and he closes the gap even more. Josh Grant has been caught by Ryan Villapoto. Ryan Villapoto has moved into the number 1 ride here in moto number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, he's Ryan Villapoto.
had a big talk before the race. I said, dude, Alessi, and I said there's going to be Alessi.
It's all about patience.
Well, I said there's going to be Alessi and a couple guys, I don't know who, they're going to be gone. Yeah. And I said, but at the halfway point, they're going to be right in front of you, and you're going to go, how'd that happen? Alessi turned a 2:33 at the beginning of the race.
I know.
But at the end of the race, he couldn't even barely ride.
Alessi seems to be the one that starts to fade just a bit. I saw Dad sort of tense up here a little bit ago where Mike may have had some issues around this racetrack.
I saw Ryan coming, he was riding good, and I wasn't going to ride over my head at all. You know, it's the first round, and I wasn't going to lose in the first round.
He don't have it. He's a sprinter for about half a lap, or half a moto. Michael Alessi, the whole shot king.
He's had a rough go at this whole, you know, trying to win a championship thing.
Come on, next it. Let's say stretch out your last. Come on, you want to endure it. Endure it, Mike. Come on, baby. Track your shit. Ride it out this year. 1 second is like kissing your sister, baby. Come on, what's the difference between second and first?
Yeah, the winner.
Make the difference. Make the difference. Say, baby, ride it out. 10 more. 10. 9. Ride it out. 6. Come on, Mike. Finish. 5. 4. Finish. 3. 2. 1 relax. Nice. Good.
There is no doubt that when these guys, before they were even born, before they were ever even conceived, the idea was try to make 2 of the best motocross riders that the world's ever seen. It's basic. You want to be soft or you want to be tough. Right now you're being soft.
You know, my dad keeps me pretty strict, and you know, all along with my girlfriend, you know, she keeps me really strict.
It's like you don't understand.
It's not that. It's
no, it is that. Make sure that he eats right, and make sure that he's drinking water, and make sure that everything is done, so he just has to worry about what he needs to do.
If it wasn't for my dad and her being there, you know, who knows where I would be right now.
It's going to make a difference. It takes 5 minutes to go do the right thing. You understand, I'm not leaving here until you have 5 starts, 5 hole shots. We're not leaving. So you tell me when you're ready to get them.
It's really important, you know, having my dad there. You know, he's, you know, right there for me all the time, you know, keep me in line, keep me straight, you know.
What's going on with your starts? Are they good?
Okay, start, Jack.
Okay, well, let's see. Let me watch your technique. That was good. I'm not going to say that wasn't good. 1 error in technique is the difference between 1st and 15th. I mean, it's huge. I mean, it's the only place in the racetrack where you can pass 30 guys or 40 guys in 8 seconds.
Who do you think it is with the whole shot? Mike Alessi.
Watch him go. He's going into checkout mode right now.
How about Ivan Tedesco? Tedesco came in amazingly hot. Oh, and Mike goes down.
What a tough break for Alessi. The straight hunter trying to get that machine picked up as these riders coming right at him. He's able to do so, but man, the traffic coming at him.
So Ivan Tedesco out front, Jeff Northrup, Cody Cooper, Justin Brayton, Andrew Short, Mike Alessi in 6th. So that is some damage control by the 800 of Mike Alessi.
He's got Short ahead of him. Short's going to be tough to contend with. There's no doubt about that.
Filippoto comes through lap number 1 in 33rd position. The fastest rider on the track in traffic, period. Chad Reed as he's into the 2:08s. He got a horrible start, just about dead last coming out of the gate, and he's already up into 17th position. And Alessi continues to work on Andrew Short. Alessi pivots to Rockstar Suzuki. He picks up another spot on Andrew Short. Alessi, the fastest rider on the track on that last lap.
After that first lap debacle is actually making up some ground, but Tedesco's still way out front.
Looks like Alessi's got around Cody Cooper, so Mike Alessi now moves into 2nd place. Tedesco is now 4 seconds flat in front of Mike Alessi. Alessi picked up almost 2 full seconds on that last lap.
He is beginning to smell blood. He can tell he's closing up.
I believe that Tedesco's gone down and Ivan Tedesco has lost a spot. It is now Mike Alessi, rider number 800 from Victorville, California, on a Rockstar Makita Suzuki, and he has the advantage as he heads up into the Sky Coaster.
Put your hands together, California, for Mike Alessi, taking the moto win in your 450 class.
Fifth? Sixth. But I mean, no, come on, 4 or 5 seconds a lot faster at the end of the race than those other guys.
Seriously, you're killing it
He's
at the
killing.
end. And your lines were so much better.
If you saw how far behind you were, I was like, this is not good. When you're over here and they're over there.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
At the end of the race, you're on
You
them.
were right there. It was insane.
And I don't think that Villopoto was able to do much better than that 17th place position after going down in the second turn.
I heard maybe something happened with him during the week. I don't know. That's what I'm hearing.
Ryan this week, yeah, while practicing, re-injured a knee that was injured, previously injured.
I think it kind of sucks. I mean, really, honestly, I don't like us winning races in a kind of like a watered down sense, you know what I'm saying? We worked for it, and I wanted to race the guy head to head.
He needs to get, it looked at, and right now our goal is to get it looked at and fixed, whatever that means. If it means surgery, if it means therapy, if it means whatever. So we'll do.
Are you gonna go watch the race or what? You don't even care?
What race?
It was kind of weird getting footage of you kind of in the mid-pack and just not gaining on anybody,
I know, I was racing with a bunch of squirrels. Well, I've had no ACL for 6 or 7 years, and I always just kept on riding, never got it fixed. Well, Thursday before Hangtown, I was riding out at Paula, and I popped it out, tried to walk, and it just felt like every time I would put pressure on it, it wanted to pop out.
Well, with regard to Ryan and his current injury, certainly that's been an issue for a while, and now it's time to get that taken care of so he can turn his back and move forward with his career. And I'm not concerned about it at all because it's something that can be fixed. It's got a great track record.
Kind of knew it would come around to getting it fixed sometime. Would have never thought it'd be, for me, it was the biggest season ever, and I never thought it would come around to bite me then, but it did, so I had to get it fixed.
1 and 2 and...
Well, yeah, Jeff is definitely a good trainer. He's got a lot of knowledge, in a lot of different backgrounds, not just one. So that's good for being injured, tape jobs, training wise, the whole thing. He's very smart and really everything that we kind of need.
I think the most important thing to be aware of with regard to Supercross and Motocross is that it's the ultimate intersection between man and machine. Car racing is maybe a little bit more machine than man. Cycling is perhaps a little bit more man than machine, but Motocross and Supercross, dead center. You've got to have a body and a mentality that matches the equipment. You've got to have the strength of a power lifter. You have to have the endurance of a Tour de France cyclist. You have to have the flexibility of a gymnast. You have to have the composure of a poker player. You got to have the temperament of a gunfighter. And you got to be in control of that.
I think everybody has a different approach to training, how they show up to the gate on race day. Whether it's weights, cardio, technique, on the bike.
I could say this about Andrew Short, is that Andrew is the ultimate professional. He's smart, he's intelligent. You can turn your back and you know that the job's going to get done. He's a dream.
Yeah, Spencer's been unbelievable for me.
I think it's really important for us to add a little bit of resistance into today's program.
Can you dance?
Yeah, you saw me yesterday. Dude, I'm white, guy.
I don't think that you really want to be traditional, because if you're traditional, then you can't be an innovator and a leader.
I needed something to help me to get to the next level.
He knows when to push and knows when to back off.
The real whole secret to this whole chess world of athletics is to find the razor edge between too much and too little.
As a rider, you always feel like you need to be doing something.
The belief is that more is better. It's clearly not. What's better is getting the right mix of everything for you.
Everybody kind of has a different mix that works for them. You know, what works for me isn't gonna work for James Stewart or whoever. You know, Mike Alessi is totally different than me.
40 riders, 40 of the best athletes in the world are all chasing Mike Alessi, the number 800 with the red background.
Think it's possible for you to pull this thing off, being a long season at all?
I think so. I think, Mike's had a good season so far, and, he hasn't had a bad race, and I'm sure he's bound to have a bad one, and when I'm there, I'm going to be there to capitalize on it.
I don't think they like each other very much, and that's cool for racing.
I don't like the guy. Sorry, bud.
with one of his patented hole shots.
Holy cow, the 800 is out in front here once again. Into the number 2 spot is Daniel Reardon, and now we can see Andrew Short as he skims across the top into the number 3 position. Jake Moss now into the number 4 ride. Dietrich into the number 5 position.
Chad Reed comes around. He's working on Ricky Dietrich. And Josh Grant way back and off the gas. So the 33 of Grant having a very tough moto. The 800 of Mike Alessi, yard in the field as he begins to assert himself, and he's pulling away.
Alessi is making short work of this one.
Now Reed comes alive, and it seems to be his MO. Around the 5th lap, he went right past Jake Moss. So now Chad Reed is in 4th.
Alessi's still on it, holding on to the number 1 spot. He continues to destroy the field. The 29 of Andrew Short, he's got it. The 22 all over the rear of it. He has got trouble. Short running in 3rd. Here comes Chad Reed. He is in 4th, but he's knocking at the door. Through the Toyota Arch they come. Reardon is made through. He's running 2nd. Alessi's checked out. Goodbye. And now here comes Speedy Reedy. And Chad Reed, I believe, has got around Andrew Short, and he did. Chad Reed has now moved in to the number 3 position.
Chad Reed is working on Daniel Reardon.
And Reed are going after it.
And Chad Reed takes over the number 2 spot from Daniel Reardon. Mike Alessi 25 seconds in front of Chad Reed.
It's reminiscent of James Stewart from a year or so ago and Ricky Carmichael before him. I have not seen a rider that is so comfortable in his surroundings as Mike Alessi at this point in time.
Mike Alessi continues to extend his points lead.
Boy, he is having a great day. He is coming into his own. He's leaving here and going straight to Pennsylvania, getting ready for the 33rd running of the High Point Raceway.
We should see Chad Reed coming across the line, and here comes the 22 of Chad Reed. Andrew Short was able to edge out the 122 of Daniel Reardon.
What happened to Grant? Big question mark there. Grant was running 3rd at the end of moto number 1, and he is way back in the pack.
It sounded like crap, yeah. Nah, it was running not very good. I know it all, figured out. Change it piece by piece.
Chad Reed has gone back to the truck. He was not feeling well. He had to go back and get some immediate attention. The double deuce left it all right here on this Texas track.
He gets a number 1 plate. He's had 2 number 2s. Past 2 years, finally it's number 1.
What the heck happened last Monday?
We were getting ready for the High Point National. We were out in Pennsylvania at a track, getting ready, and unfortunately we're trying to work on this section and overjumped it.
Just looked to me like he just rolled over rolled over the side of the hillside. I thought, oh, he'll just go down to the bottom, turn around, and come back on. So I'm just sitting there kind of waiting.
I had no control and went right into a fence, and when I hit the fence, there was like this fence post, and when I hit it, the handlebar just went like that and just went.
So I get over there, and he says, I think my season's over. I said, what are you talking about? He goes, I think I did my knee. And I said, no, not possible.
This is what happened here. He fractured the patella. We had a fracture through here, down here, and through here.
His kneecap was broken half and separated, and the piece on the top was a whole piece, and the piece on the bottom was broken half again.
The way they fixated that is they have 2 screws going this way and then 1 coming this way, and then they wrap it with a figure-8 wire to kind of hold it all together. When I first heard of the injury, and Tony said, "Oh man, I don't know, I think we're done." I go, "Dude, we're talking about the patella." You know, I was even a little like, "Dude, it's not that big of a deal."
Once we figured that out, then we figured out that, you know, we can probably get this working. We're the fastest guy in the class.
He was doing good. He was on a roll.
We won 4 races in a row. 1 coming from on the ground and passing everybody to win, and then 1 race winning by over 30 seconds.
He was gone. He handed it to everybody.
He had a great weekend, probably his best weekend of his career last week.
After 17 years, we were in a position to win this championship. And so, like, to have it just kind of taken away with a freak accident is disturbing, you know?
He's worked his entire life for this. I mean, I see the dedication that he puts into this, and it's heartbreaking.
You know, if you're going to come back for the championship, then your options are only one. You have to come back at the earliest race, which would be Colorado.
This was my championship to win, and it still is.
What does the pain feel like?
It's throbbing.
Throbbing?
Do you think that they're going to try to race?
It's up to Mike, you know? It's up to Mike at this point.
Your dad keeps saying it's up to you. If it's up to you, so tell me what you think.
Just let her work on it.
I don't think it's a good idea to come back too early. You need to be sure that it is mended properly.
I think that we got the first miracle with the bone being healed in 14 days, and it's legitimately healed. Kneecap, digital x-ray, healed.
It's just really about how much pain I can take, how much heart and will I have to go out there and just do it.
It's amazing how well he's riding after being injured, 15 days ago. It's actually unbelievable how fast it is.
It's going to be really close to coming back. I mean, it's going to be right on the edge of making it. No one ever said winning a championship was easy. And if it was easy, everybody would be a champion these days. And that's what makes a good rider into a great rider, is being able to overcome the obstacles that are in front of them and just do it.
You getting it?
Does that mean anything?
Yeah, it means that if I can get my mindset right and being confident in knowing that I'm coming back, that confidence will lead you. It will lead you, like, if I believe that I'm coming back and I'm confident in it, it's gonna lead me to winning, because I know myself that I can come back. But I have to get my mindset right in believing I'm coming back.
And get your mindset right.
The championship series is tightening up. Chad Reed took over the points lead just a week ago with the 1-1 performance. Michael Lessie missed that round due to a reconstructed kneecap. He decided to not sit out the remainder of the year. He's back in action, and we will see the number 800 Suzuki in action today. A good start by Alessi. Tedesco on the inside, right with him. There goes Ivan Tedesco. There is the number 26 of Michael Byrne, the 22 of Chad Reed. Ivan Tedesco with the advantage. Michael Lessie still putting on a very valiant effort, but Josh Grant, the next rider to try to go around the 800, and Grant. Oh, and Alessi goes down. Alessi goes down. A very tough break for the 800, and there's a pile-up of riders.
He's holding that knee, Rob. He's holding that knee.
What is the situation? I know, what is the situation now?
Meanwhile, out front, hot sauce.
Josh Grant. Every time I punch that guy in the face.
Ivan Tedesco is out front, and look at the group of riders, and they're going around Chad Reed. The red number plate background has lost a position to the 29 of Andrew Short. Here comes Jake Moss, and Jake Moss is able to put a pass on Reed. Grant, 33, trying to come around with him as well, and that Joe Gibbs Racing Yamaha.
Universe will get him back for that, just so you know. I don't care how it goes. Mark my words, in 2 races, he'll get it.
Remember me telling you that. Not from us. The universe will get him. Yep. Oh, Josh Grant took him out.
Did he?
Yeah. Cleaned him out. He completely drove himself right in front of him. Look, so go slow motion. Look at his line. His line is straight line right into the front of his bike. Look, he's still in, Mike's in the rut. You see the rut that we're in? In the rut. This guy is in no rut. He's coming straight across where there's no line. Are you seeing no line? Look at, and he even braked a little bit to set him up to get him. Watch it slow.
A lot of action going on up front. Chad Reed is going to have to put his head down and go after this battle. But Ivan Tedesco is pulling away from everybody. We've got riders moving up, and one of those riders has just picked up a number of spots. The number 29 of Andrew Short has got around Byrne, he's got around Close, he's got around Moss, and there's Chad Reed. Behind him is Josh Grant.
Checkered flag in hand. Ivan Tedesco brings home the Moto1 win.
Andrew Short holds on to take number 2, and Chad Reed finishes in the number 3 spot.
I know.
Well, where we go from here, I mean, we have to start over. If we get Perrier to do something on it tomorrow, I mean, obviously it's going to have to be opened up and redone. I mean, the screw is bent and it's got a gap, you know? We have to go back in now and we have to repair his knee all over again. I'm sure he's not going to be too thrilled that we jacked up all of his work, you know? We have to do all the rehab, we got to rebuild the rider, we got to do all that all over again from scratch. I mean, he fought through the pain, he qualified, he got a second place start. We were running top 10, it was gonna go good, you know? And, you know, we did everything we could do. And that's it. And so, I mean, there's no regrets at this point, you know? I mean, we made our best effort.
What were they saying after Colorado?
No, we were idiots. You know, just like I told you they would say, you know? Mike's pimp has had 5 years to explain himself. Maybe they're talking about me, I'm not sure. It says, does Tony even have a real life job, or is he counting Mike's money and destroying his kid's career all he has?
I thought it was premature and that I didn't think he was going to be able to get a doctor's release, which we require, you know. But he got 2 for me, so I had no choice but to let him ride. I advised him not to, but he ended up...
I mean, I think a lot of people would do it. I don't think a lot of people could ride with that pain that he probably was riding with, but I think he'd probably have regrets if he didn't do it, if he felt like he could do it.
After High Point, I mean, we were still second place. Only a few points out of first. I mean, we had a legitimate shot at the championship, and of course the points leader floundered so bad at Colorado. You know what I'm saying? It was gonna work out good for us, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we were going to only lose a nominal amount of points, you know? We were gonna be back in this thing and we were gonna be good to go. But obviously, you know, somebody wanted to make sure that that wasn't gonna happen.
As far as taking him out, I'm honestly looking at it, I don't think he did.
Did you see a takeout move at Colorado?
No, I didn't see that.
Josh Grant obviously took his line away, which he would do it hurt, not hurt. You know, I don't think he intentionally took him out to blow his knee out, but I think that their lines came together. I don't think Josh steered away from it.
When you make a pass, you don't need to take the guy out to pass him. You know, you're going to be in a reverse situation and you're going to be on the losing end of it.
He didn't let off, but he wouldn't do that anyway, so, you know, the way he looked at it, if you don't want to get hit, you shouldn't be on the track.
This isn't like pee-wee soccer. We don't all have to play. We don't all have to hold hands and shake hands in a game.
There's 15 guys out there that realistically have a job doing this. Like, why don't we all get on the same page and just go, okay, look, here's how it's gonna work, guys. We're gonna all do our best job racing a motorcycle, and we're gonna be respectable to each other and just get our best results. That's it, you know?
I mean, I know he's bummed. If it was my son, I'd be bummed too, but you know, in the end, hopefully he looks back on it, thinks it's a racing incident. Maybe when I watch this video, we'll see what he has to say about it.
He came and talked to me. He was upset. I didn't blame him.
Dude, I'm telling you, straight from the heart. That was a straight takeout, deliberately done, premeditated at the starting line. So talk to the mechanic.
I don't blame him. It's your kid out there laying on the ground.
I'm taking that out. That was the guy's words at the starting line.
Yeah, we definitely have a past, but I mean that didn't have really much to do with it. Just I want to do good, and if you're in my way, I'll move you out of the way, pretty much.
Well, in my mind, there's several things going on. Just first of all, not get hurt. Ho, ho, ho! Shoot, man. Man, you see that?
Josh Grant's dad's probably he's a pretty emotional guy. I think he'd tell you that. I can't say I wouldn't be any different if it was my kid out there. It's tough. It'd be tough to watch a kid doing what he does.
See that? My heart rate just goes boom. This week was pretty tough. He had a pretty hard crash, and I got a phone call, and they said, hey, just letting you know, Josh is on the way to the hospital. And so that's when my heart rate goes high.
You okay? Get something to drink? You want something? Water?
No, I'm good.
We brought Steve out. He's doing the chiropractor. He's getting him all the stuff that he needs this week.
Oh. Man, oh.
I think it's a plus that he's here, and we'll see what happens.
I'm sorry, 2 inside the box. That's up front. All right.
Hey, love you. Let's go.
And 30 minutes plus 2 laps of Millville Mean, and the toughest and most gnarly athletes in all of the world are trying to tame 450 cc's of aggression.
Come on! Come on! Third. Come on!
And Chad Reed out to a good start.
Who's second?
Tedesco quickly hot on his tail as they head off down the straightaway.
Come on! Yeah! Chad Josh.
It's a set of pairs here, the 22 and the 33.
Yeah, him and Chad.
And how about that? Josh Grant, he pickpocketed him. He showed the inside and went to the outside. And Josh Grant is first and 10.
What a line. What a line.
Way back there is Davey Millsaps, and now Ivan Tedesco, but Tedesco's got trouble. It's the burner. Michael Byrne is on his way. Call out the cavalry because Andrew Short out of Texas is now coming around in the number 5 position.
When he's leading, it's pretty tough.
Man. And look at Josh Grant going airborne. Now Grant lost 3/10 of a second the last lap.
Chad's hanging.
All of a sudden, Chad Reed is starting to reel in Josh Grant. He is 2 seconds back, and here comes Grant. Josh Grant across the stripe, still into the number 1 ride. And how about Chad Reed? He knocked a half a second off. Chad Reed is coming. Grant stays on the gas, but he lost a half a second. Chad Reed knows that he cannot lay down. He's got to win these races. He's got to stay ahead of Josh Grant because Grant has emerged the threat in AMA Motocross.
This is going to go to the last lap. Neither one are going to give up.
And Grant is holding on for dear life with Chad Reed in tow. Millsaps has given up a position. He is down because Tommy Hahn has now moved into the number 3 position. Andrew Short, Ivan Tedesco have been promising, but they haven't been consistent. It is Chad Reed and Josh Grant's race here as we move into number 7, stop number 7 on the tour. So the battle now is for the 1 and 2 position. Come on, Reed is coming up on Grant, and it looks like Reed has a chance now. Up across the RC double, they're in the air at the same time. Josh Grant still holding on to this number 1 position.
Did you see Chad jump with him?
Grant goes to the inside, Reed goes to the outside. Reed is taking the long way around the racetrack, but he's keeping the throttle wide open in doing so. Go, baby! Burner is 45 seconds behind Chad Reed. Looks like he might be a shoe-in for the number 3 here in moto number 1, but the real battle is between 1 and 2. And the checkered flag is about to come out.
Yeah! Yeah! Woo! Hey, Mike.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Awesome. Tough kid you got.
You just gained a bunch of points.
Huh? Hey, man, Michael Byrne was flying, huh?
Yeah, he was. Came up a long way. So.
Get a good start.
One might be a little loose.
Do the same thing.
Burning teeth, right?
I think that was good. I think that was a tough one. He sucked it up. Hey, we just gained a bunch of points. Did you see that?
I didn't see it.
Burner passed everybody for third,
Yeah,
right?
I saw that.
Fourth was Hahn, fifth was Ivan, sixth was Short.
3 points on Reedy, but Reed definitely, stomach problems are over, I think. Dang it, he's down. No! There he is, on the ground.
Gosh! Hold everything as Josh Grant starts out nearly dead last, plus 20 seconds.
No way. I know, it's straight. No one turned right. What happened?
But Tedesco, he came into turn number 1. He was wide open. But how about the 33, Josh Grant? After a tremendous performance in Moto number 1, Grant has started out last here in Moto number 2. Reed now trying to make his move. Reed on the inside of the racetrack. Reed at the shorter distance, and Reed railed it side by side. Over to the RC double, to the top of the mountain it comes. It is Reed, it's Tedesco, it's now Reed, it's Chad Reed. Chad Reed, the 22, has now moved into the number 1 position. As they drop down off the hill, Chad Reed takes over that number 1 ride. Chad Reed still holds on to the number 1 ride with the number 9 of Tedesco into the number 2 spot, breaking into the number 3 ride. Here comes the 18 of Millsaps. Back to the number 5 ride is Andrew Short and Michael Byrne in 6th.
6, 7, 8.
The mood in the pit area down into the mechanics area is getting tense as Chad Reed continues to pull away with points.
Chad's gone.
Chad Reed almost 11 seconds ahead of Ivan Tedesco, and Davey Millsaps now 17 seconds back. Reed atop the Suzuki, and here he sits comfortable. He's got himself a 21-point lead over Andrew Short. He gained some more and will continue to gain. Josh Grant is 42 points out of the lead. Josh was really coming into his own. He got taken out in turn number 1, but he's running 15th now.
Come on, let's go!
Grant has really put on a show here.
Come on!
Currently running 9th here in Moto number 2.
Come on, one more!
But it will not be good enough. Michael Byrne has gone around Andrew Short, and so Chad Reed is gaining some comfort. Chad Reed is in a very, very good position for the overall national championship.
Hi. What's going on? That's rough. Nah, life's good. Get some dinner on tonight. Hang out a little bit. Get Byrne and Danny down. Mike and Megan are gonna come over, which is my practice bike mechanic.
You are a champ.
How long for dinner?
5 seconds.
Gosh.
Forever.
Chicks are slow.
I mean, we all like tacos and getting together for dinner, so we try to just get together.
It's Byrne's fault. It's Byrne's fault. He has a set schedule that he has to eat this and that. Dude, you're gnarly on your day things, huh? Don't you get bored of what you eat?
Michael's really superstitious. I cook the same thing every Tuesday and Thursday and Friday.
for dinner?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's my theory. So.
Chad, 2004 championship, you made me cook fried rice every Saturday. And it took forever to cut up all the little vegetables and
That was just because that was what you were best
last
at
night.
making.
Oh, I was lucky. Wow!
Went to high school together, and we were in some classes, not many, but.
Because I was so smart.
She was smart. I was in the lower classes.
That's okay.
We never dated in school, and I kind of thought she was
Awesome.
stuck up.
Fun.
Not
Come on,
that
don't
cool.
wanna kick it.
No, she was cool.
This week there is a small possibility of Chad possibly winning.
Coming into Budds Creek, there's a possibility I could win, an outdoor championship.
We would have to have everything go perfect for us, and Andrew would have to have a terrible day. He's currently sitting in second. Or
I don't wish anything bad on him, but he can just finish, outside the top 5, and I'll win.
Or even if the weather gets worse than it is right now, that could come into play too. And so, I don't expect him to win this weekend, and we'll see what happens.
And Chad Reed out to a good start. The gate dropped. He caught the clutch. He's heading over to the wood section.
And he's lost the lead. Ivan Tedesco with the advantage.
Chad Reed is into the number 2 position.
And here comes Tommy Hahn.
Into the number 4 spot is now Millsap with Short in 5.
And then we see Tedesco coming under attack from Chad Reed.
The 22 trying to put another championship into the Suzuki Semi. Reed coming up onto the rear wheels of the number 9.
Behind the big tree line hill.
Here comes Reed onto the inside. Tedesco tries to slam the door, and now Chad Reed has gone to the front of the pack.
We look a little farther back for the number 29 of Andrew Short. Andrew Short is running right now in about 8th position out there.
There's a lot at stake here, and Chad Reed is laying the rubber down as he is out in front and has an opportunity to be the champ here this year.
His mechanic Goose cheering him on. Checkered flag will be out in just about 25 seconds.
He goes into the history books. It's a name that will go down and part of a 40-year history. Chad Reed!
Such a hard, feeling to describe. You just feel like you're on top of the world, like you're on one big old cloud, and I just was really, really appreciative of, all those amazing people that mean so much to me, starting at the top of the list with Ellie and just everyone, everybody works so hard. And I think that when you win a title, that's when the emotional side of it comes out, where you're just kind of like, you can let it go and be just proud, and nothing that anybody says or does means anything at that point in time, because you're on top of the world, whether anybody likes it or not, and that's a nice feeling.
From the outside looking on in, it was a bad summer for me from about Texas on, and I got away with it, but basically my summer is summed up by my illness with the thyroid. It just killed me.
Shorty has been ill, hasn't had the type of results he had been hoping for.
I've been able to get some points. That's the bright side of it. I'm still second in points, but I haven't been racing at my abilities that I know I'm capable of, and that's a frustrating way to go to the races. So, but I'm happy to get my health back, and looking forward to next season, just like everybody else. You live and learn, and got to make those adjustments to have even more fun the next season and do better.
Right now we're on our way to physical therapy for my knee. I'm right around 9 weeks right now, so got a little bit more left to do here at physical therapy, and then it's like 2 months before I start riding. So it's tough, you just kind of like right now I feel like I'm good and I'm able to basically do everything I did before, but it's like, well, the ligament's not very strong, my leg's not very strong. It's a slow process, go through every stepping stone.
I know that Ryan will come back better and stronger, and I believe that, as was seen with Lance, is that A person's best work is always on the other side of perhaps what may seem like their darkest moments.
Okay, well,
But you're a guest in our house.
okay, so I will listen to Danielle do
You
Grace.
have to say, Grace, you're a guest.
You're a guest.
That's
You
Is that how it works? Oh, shoot. I'm on the spot.
Yeah.
Okay. Dear God, we come to you here tonight with thanks that our bodies are healing and we're going to have a great program for next year. And we have our friends and family close to us, and we have this great food that Danielle made tonight. She's so awesome. And Michael Essie, who will be the champion next year in 2010. We give thanks for all of this. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
This is gonna be the most out there motocross video I've seen. Talking about this, which is good. I'll answer it. Just letting you know.
The 250 class, our first time to see this international star-studded field made up of national winners, Supercross champions, world champions, runner-up world champions, and basically 4 of the baddest dudes in the world.
I always liked winning. Like, nothing's more important than that. The feel of winning is just so gnarly. It's like, it's so good.
Murrieta, California is his home by way of South Africa. The current FIM world champion. Make some noise for the 411 of the Styla Tyler Rattray.
Mitch was obviously my first choice. Last year I felt fresh and strong at every round, and my plan is just to go take it race by race, push hard for the win and the best result I can get. It's really something I'm looking forward to. I want to carry the momentum I had last year coming into the GPs. I want to carry that coming into the Nationals this season.
You love winning because it makes other people happy. That I dig that. It puts a good philosophy in our company that, you know, like we race, but we race to win.
That's the World Championship wall. World Championship posters. That's my World Championship plate. I think Mitch likes guys that work hard. I've seen that for sure. And the guys that don't work hard, he makes suffer. But they should.
The championship means a lot. I think, you know, I think like you hear a lot of people say, you know, nobody remembers who won the races that year. They remember who won the championship.
When you're a little boy, you just think about that your dream is gonna be to be world champion, and then you're gonna go to US and try to win a championship there. So when I won my world championship, I just signed 1 more year in Europe, and then I came here this year.
He's gifted. Some kids just naturally have the talent, you know? You can tell in his riding style, it's pretty much effortless.
Yeah, that Barcia kid's, they say he's good.
What today means to me, it's incredible. I've been trying to get here my whole life. Finally here and riding with the top pros that you see on TV and in magazines and stuff, so.
Barcia, it's like B-A-R-C-I-A, I think. It sounds like Marsha, you know, like Marsha Brady.
I have a lot of respect for everyone out here. Hopefully they'll give me a little respect too, so.
I mean, we'll see if he got 35 minutes, but.
Honda's running 1 and 2.
It's Kennard and Barcia, Tommy Sorrell and Willie Hahn. Barcia bettered himself. The 39 machine of Trey Kennard holding on to the number 1 spot.
Barcia is going after Kennard.
And here comes Barcia.
The young freshman Justin Barcia has taken the lead.
How would you like to be a first-year rookie out here running and leading this 250 class? Dungey is pushing Purcell, who's putting pressure on the Geico Power Sports Honda team.
And here comes Dungey. Dungey's got around Purcell, and he's trying to go to the head of the class. Purcell got a drive going up the hill, and he goes around Dungey.
Barcia in the number 1 ride, but Purcell, a world champion. He's knocking at the door. And now Purcell has got around him.
Now it looks like Dungey's got up into that number 2 spot, and now we see Trey Kennard.
But Justin Barcia is right there with him.
That time around, Dungey was 4/10 quicker than Purcell. There's 1.5 seconds separating these riders, and look at what Christoph Purcell 377 has done. Checkered flag is out for Christoph Purcell. He may have broken the spirit of Ryan Dungey here as he is pulling away.
They said everything felt good. They just made a couple mistakes, I think, huh?
Second motor,
Yeah.
see the condition.
2-1. It's gonna be rough.
Stay focused, on the ground.
Barsha, he's going to the front of the pack, and Justin Barsha takes over the lead again.
And what about Dungey? He's running 9th and Purcell at 10.
And Purcell has got around Dungey early here in Moto number 2.
Justin Barsha at 240, he is just gone. I mean, he is checked out already.
Tyler, the style of Rattray, he's up inside the top 5. He and Searle both. I think Ryan Dungey has put a move on a grip of riders. Christophe Purcell, the Moto 1 winner, runs in the number 7 spot, but it's Justin Barsha, 151, the Phenom, who's out front. Dungey has definitely caught Tyler Rattray. Dungey, 4 seconds quicker than Barsha on that lap.
Well, Dungey now makes the pass on Tyler Rattray.
We still see Barsha has the advantage, but again, Dungey is all over him.
1.5 seconds is all that separates them.
Barsha twists the throttle. Dungey onto the inside. They collide just a bit. It is still Barsha. Check that. Nope, it's Dungey. Dungey is now moved into that number 1 position.
And there's the checkered flag for Ryan Dungey. Second place, Tyler the Styler Rattray.
First overall here today, rider number 10, Ryan Dungey.
I like that right there. That's almost better than whole shot into winning. That was an awesome race. I mean, from 10th to 1st, and the overall, he made it happen.
Second overall, Christophe Purcell. And we're partying with Justin Barsha, who is making his first trek up here to the podium.
If you historically look at the guys that have been successful, they're not from wealthy families. Jack McGrath, he's an auto mechanic. Carmichael's father was an electrician. Stuart's dad worked construction for a long time. Bill Apoto's father built houses. There's a lot of the kids that have made it that their parents did do normal jobs.
I knew Justin when I was a kid, and I always told Loren, he's gonna be one of the fastest riders on the planet, and he is, and we believe in him.
So how's life on the road driving around in this thing?
Sucks.
Yeah, it's hard.
I don't know if we'll do that next year. Maybe
Yeah,
we'll
we're
just
not
fly.
doing this next year. He's like a hurricane. Justin, you can tell anytime he's been inside here because there's like a path of destruction. Dirt on the floor, dirty clothes, dirty towels dropped wherever they land. Sometimes I tell him, you are so ugly. And I mean inside. You know, when he's being fresh. The whole family needs to do this. I think it'd be hard to try to just do this on your own. I don't think it works. And I've seen it not work. I've seen fathers and their kids so happy to be doing this, but then if you have a mom at home that just hates it and she's not supporting it, it doesn't usually work. But when you have, you know, everybody working together at a team and working towards the same goal, it can happen. And it has, like we made it. It's like gambling. We gambled and won. We made it to the pros. A lot of people don't do that.
You ever use a straightener?
I have before. Looked like I got struck by lightning. He's not a breed. He's just one of a kind. He's like there's no other kind. He's just one messed up deal. One of those freakish things that happen every now and then.
Well, we didn't adopt him until a couple years ago.
Half primate, practically found him at the zoo.
We just seen him at the Taco Bell around town, and we're like, we have to adopt this little Mexican kid.
We owe a lot to Tyler because he's been a great practice partner for Blake. At the tracks and the practices, Blake would kind of just do his own thing, and we would focus more on Tyler.
You know what they say about Texas? You carry around guns. I got 2 of them.
As they got older, all of a sudden, this little kid over here just started going really fast.
You know what? Your car looks a little dirty. Want me to buff it out? I made that up. Pretty good.
This moto, this sounds so stupid, but seriously, just go out there and ride like you're the best rider in the world. That's all you gotta do. Just think, every time you're out there, I'm the best rider in the world, I'm the best rider in the world. It will carry you through.
Ryan Dungey grabs the whole shot. Rider number 10, Blake Wharton, holding on to second. Woo! Third place is going to be Purcell, then Kennard, Metcalf. Oh! And Purcell, Christoph Purcell now moves into second. Brett Metcalf, number 24, still doing a fine job of holding on to fourth, and Wharton is in fifth. Wow. So I told you, you make a mistake in that top four, and you are going to see a big hole of riders come blowing by you.
Keep an eye out on Kennard. I don't think Kennard is out of this one yet for the second place position.
Blake Wharton trying to keep his teammate Justin Barsha at bay.
Yeah, he just needs to take some better lines.
Blake Wharton and Barsha continue to battle on out there, but it's Wharton that seems to be getting a little stronger. Two riders down. Was it Barsha and Stroop? Metcalf and Wharton now battling over the number 4 spot.
Dungey takes the win quite convincingly.
I think I picked Tallahassee, obviously, you know, because I've been riding with Ricky lately at his compound. And Ricky Carmichael, he's the greatest of all time in our sport. You walk in there and you realize this is where he did it. You kind of get to see, you know, the mindset of the champion.
Are you done watering it? 2 loads?
I mean, motocross is, you know, I mean, if you really go into detail watching it and, you know, studying it on film and stuff, it is, you know, a work of art. When we're practicing out there, and the fun part of it is when you do find that flow, and it's almost just like you're one with the bike, you know, you find the rhythm of the bike.
He was not a dominant rider in the amateur. When we picked him up, he was an intermediate rider, in fact. But I could feel when talking to him that there was a big desire of learning and to be good and to excel.
I'd go for it to the last very second. You know, I'd do whatever it takes to win it.
I like that eagerness of learning, you know.
You're gonna win or die trying.
Good job, bud. Good job. Dad, you got the times?
Yep. Well, having my dad, you know, here with me in Florida definitely does help, you know, because growing up my whole career, it's, you know, he got me my first dirt bike. He was the first person that watched me ride. And
you work hard, you know, to get to this point. You know, I busted my butt for all them years in amateurs. I'd work Saturday and Sunday just so we go to the next local race. And
him and my mom, you know, were right there by my side, but he did all my mechanic stuff, all the work, and never had any DNFs, you know, so he was a good mechanic and did really good, but
paid off now, you know, all that hard work. And
just because I went professional doesn't mean I want to change it, you know. I think we had a good thing going, and to continue it.
Here's the Jake Weimer possibly grabbed the whole shot. It's a bunch of pro circuit Kawasaki's. Dungey goes to work on the inside. It definitely appears to be Weimer out front. Oh, now we've got a new rider. Wow, Ryan Dungey lands into the back of the pro circuit rider, and he's on the deck. Here comes the leaders, and it is Christoph Purcell, followed by Jake Weimer.
Keeping an eye out on Trey Kennard, also back there in the number 5 spot aboard the 39. Looks like he's reeling up the number 411 of Rattray.
That Ryan Dungey is already up into the number 12 spot, knocking on the back door of the top 10. But Rattray is under fire from Trey Kennard. Looks like Kennard goes to work, and Rodney, he just didn't go to work. He took the young man to school. Kennard picks up another spot. Ryan Dungey has caught that entire group of riders. One of the pro circuit riders goes down. I believe that is the number 19, Jake Weimer. And now, Tommy Searle in the number 2 spot. But how long can he hold off Trey Kennard? Here they come down into the staircase. They're shoulder to shoulder coming under the Lucas Oil banner. Kennard goes to the inside. Searle holds off Kennard. Can he continue to do so as Kennard has a blistering pace going?
Kennard aboard the 39 as he's gotten around Searle. Look at that, there's Dungey in fourth, knocking on the door.
Ryan Dungey is working on Cyril. Dungey seems to be very aggressive. Christophe Purcell will be presented the checkered flag on this lap. There goes Dungey as Dungey touches down. Cyril on the outside. Is Dungey going to try to work the inside? Wow! Dungey goes down! Dungey has gone down for a second time.
Wow, tough break from Dungey, but you know, what an amazing run by Purcell.
And there's the checkered flag for Christophe Purcell. Canard finished 3 seconds behind as he was 8 seconds quicker on that lap.
That was awesome. Best ride of the year, I feel. You know, still second, but it was a much closer second. Started out with a huge gap, but just kind of picked away. So looking forward to Moto 2.
Moto number 2, the 250 class from High Point Raceway.
Across the stripe, it's Trey Canard. It's 1st and 10 for the Oklahoma Sooner.
Oh, and a rider goes down. Trey Canard, rider number 39, is trying to get away from Christophe Purcell.
Canard is starting to stretch it out a little bit and starting to feel a little bit more comfortable out front. From the number 5 spot of Ryan Dungey, he goes head-to-head, wheel-to-wheel with the 123 of Cyril. Makes the pass into the 4th place position, and now Ryan Dungey has the top 3 riders in his sight. Here comes Purcell, only 2 seconds now behind Trey Canard for the number 1 spot, and it looks as though they're running nearly identical lap times.
Dungey has closed up on Barsha. Justin Barsha is about to get a lesson in passing. Dungey is on the inside.
They went out of sight there. We'll know for sure as they come back in the sight in just mere moments.
And Dungey picks up the number 3 spot.
Yeah, come on, come on!
The battle for first is what's really tightening up out there right now.
Ryan Dungey on the move, going after the 377 with Trey Canard, your leader since the drop of the gate.
Looks almost like Purcell may be a little faster on that section of the track.
Look at the lap times. I mean, when I'm talking identical, 3 1/1000ths of a second are all that separates these riders. Blue flags out, indicating that the leaders are coming through. And here comes Ryan Dungey. Purcell is all over the back of Trey Canard. Oh, and Canard goes down. A tough break for Trey Canard. What an outstanding ride. Christophe Purcell is your leader. Ryan Dungey in the 2nd spot.
What a tough break for Trey Canard to see what looked like a sure win with less than 2 laps to go.
And here comes the checkered flag. He's gone 1-1 on the day, Christophe Purcell. 2nd place goes to Ryan Dungey on the Rockstar Makita Suzuki.
You get in the asterisk rig and see bone and blood and kids screaming, and yeah, it's a compound fracture of the wrist. Things just sticking out of there. It's ugly. I don't know what it does. It's the worst feeling ever. I can't explain that.
Broke his distal radius, actually broke it through his growth plate. It takes us 2 to 3 months to heal, and during that time we'll be working his motion, getting his motion back, getting back to doing what he wants to do.
Why do I do what I do? I can't live without it, you know, and I've been so bummed out and depressed that I'm not. It's sad, man. It's my life, and this is my purpose, you know. To not do it, I feel empty.
If I did get in an accident, if I did crash on the 15 and, you know, and that was the end, I wouldn't have to worry about it. I don't ask, you know, God to help me win. That's like praying to God, you know, help me win the lottery. I ask God to allow me to ride my best and to keep me safe, and I've done that every race. Right before the gate drops, I always say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I say it 2 times in a row, and then after the second time I say Philippians 4:13. I don't know why, I always do that. The prayer is always maybe a little bit different, but I always do that whole little deal after it. I guess I just feel like it really helps. I don't know.
And the gate is down! Oh, Purcell got caught up in the gate.
And Dungey's right in the middle. He's going to come through in the top 10.
And it's Weimer who's taken over the top spot. Then it's Davalos, and in behind Davalos, that's Tommy Cyril. And Purcell is deep in the pack. Dungey's deep as well. Barsha is trying all the tricks to get around Weimer. So an amazing turn of events as 2 of the favorites find themselves deep in the field. And we have a new leader, and it's Barsha out front. Weimer all the way back to the number 2 spot.
So we don't know what happened out of our view, but a real turn of events here.
Searle, a very crafty rider, came all the way over from England. Top of the hill to go. Searle now goes to the outside. And can Searle pick up the spot on Davalos? Yes, he does. Christophe Purcell still about 12 or 13 bike lengths behind the number 10 of Dungey. Jake Weimer is catching Justin Barsha.
The gap this time around is down to 1.27 seconds. He's cut that lead in half in the last 2 laps.
This is pride at this point right here. You can throw a blanket over 1st through 8th right now.
These guys swapping positions at every opportunity.
Tommy Searle got back around Metcalf.
And Weimer's closing in. He is closing in on Barsha. The gap is about 5 bike lengths now as they head back up the short side of Horsepower Hill.
And the number 19 of Weimer has got around Barsha.
Well, we got to keep our eye on this 3rd, 4th, and 5th place battle. Any one of these 4 riders could come up with that final podium position.
All right, Purcell's making a run on Dungey right here.
We got an amazing view on this as these riders crisscross across the track using these different lines, trying to find some way around the other riders.
Here comes Jake Weimer. Jake Weimer about to take the checkered flag. But what an amazing race. Jake Weimer, 15 laps. Barsha takes 2nd. Searle comes across the line in 3rd.
Tommy was fighting with me last year for the championship. I think it's going to be really fun racing him again.
I'm from about 20 miles south of London. I don't really have any big rivals right now. Maybe I'll get into one during the season. Last year you could say it was Tyler because we was battling for the championship. I think you have to have fun as well. You can't be too serious the whole time. The girls, I'm looking, well, we got a few nice little girls. They was all here last night, we had like 10, and they was all around the pool this morning. They was like all roller skating out in bikinis. You must have passed them. They do dig the accent. Right now, sometimes they think I'm putting it on. They always ask me where I'm from. You can tell them anywhere there. If I tell them I was from France, they wouldn't think twice. Everyone keeps saying go skinhead, but I'm not going to do that. I want to keep it like this. Some nice hairdresser done it for me. I'm just trying to be a rock star. Rather get 10th and look good than get 5th and look bad.
We were introduced through a mutual friend. We were kind of introduced as a joke.
If I got on the podium that weekend, I got to meet one of her friends, being her. And I didn't make the podium by many spots. We met again in Millville, took a photo with each other.
Exchanged email addresses.
And then from there.
Yeah. I think Butterfly Kisses is a really popular song.
Who sings it?
Bob Carlisle. Trying to pick out wedding music, and that was Brett's only job to do was pick out music. And I looked on iTunes and it was all really ghetto music.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
That was a mix.
You had Eminem on there, 50 Cent.
Eminem was not on the list.
I think it was.
Once again with the hole shot. Dungey, though, in a very good spot. running right around the number 4. And where is Christophe Purcell? He's in 40th spot after going down. This is exactly the opportunity that they were waiting for over at Camp Dungey. Jake Weimer trying to keep that win streak alive. Ryan Dungey has moved into second, and he has set his sights on Jake Weimer. Over the finish line they go, and in the number 10 machine of Ryan Dungey has caught Jake Weimer.
Weimer is not giving up. You got to give the boy credit. And Justin Barsha has gone around Sorrell. Sorrell was very aggressive early on. He might be out of gas.
Christophe Purcell has continued to soldier on valiantly, and you see the riders dressed predominantly in white on the Hondas are Barsha and Metcalf, and Barsha is all over the back fender of Brett Metcalf. And here they come, checker flag for Dungey, Weimer in second, and third place goes to Justin Barsha, fourth to Metcalf. Christophe Purcell comes across the line in 8th spot. Points battle clearly up in the air in the 250 class.
Christophe Purcell is a smart rider. He picks good lines. He is smooth. He looks like he rides with little effort, but that comes a lot from the lines he chooses, and he's good at getting the traction on the ground. He rides the engine in the best part of the power band. He's a very good rider.
I think Ryan Dungey is a good rider, and he's fast, but he's making a mistake, and I'm making the mistake too. So it's why we tied right now.
I told that to Ryan before the season started. That's going to be the guy that you're going to have to watch out for. He's probably going to be the guy to beat, you know. You can beat him, but he's going to be tough. And expect him to be there every week.
He's a good rider. He didn't push me out, I didn't push him out. I think he's a good guy on the bike, but you never know, and we will see.
Purcell? I haven't ever said a word to him. Hasn't said a word to me. We're going into round 11 of 12. This weekend's at Southwick. With 2 races left, I'm sitting 13 behind. But it's good, you know, there's still a lot of points up for grabs. 4 races left, and just pretty much from here on out, I need to win it.
From the instant the gate drops, I look where 377's at on the track, and then I find 10, and then instantly, how many points are we up? How many points are we down? Keep it going. Oh man, we need to go, we need to go, we need to get points. So we'll see what happens.
And we're off. Christophe Purcell with a terrible start. Justin Barsha, check that, Blake Wharton. Wharton with a great start as Wharton now comes and hugs the inside of the racetrack. He's on the 61, and here comes the 10. Oh my goodness, the 10 of Ryan Dungey. He drops down into the number 2 position. Blake Wharton, all of a sudden, Dungey is starting to put pressure on him. Purcell now up to the number 10 position. He is making short work of it. This guy is for real, there's no question about it. The French rider who has come here this year to take home an American championship. Dungey has now moved into the number 1 ride. Purcell now running 8th. He is 35 seconds out of the lead.
Boy, Tim, the 151 of Justin Barsha really doling out a good dose of pressure onto the 61 of Blake Wharton.
Barsha has gotten around Wharton.
Well, Barsha's starting to whip things up now. Only 2 seconds separating himself and that lead ride. The number 10 of Ryan Dungey.
Ryan Dungey coming into today, and he is a 13-point deficit. If the checkered flag was to come out right now, he would gain some tremendous points. Purcell has moved up to the number 5 position. So Purcell gaining a couple of points there as he goes from 7 to 5. The drama and the plot thickens here. Now Barsha has checked in. Barsha has gone around the number 10. Now Dungey, he wants to get back. Those are 3 points he has lost there. 3 valuable points as we come down to the last 4 motos. These 2 guys are really battling it out as the 151 of Barsha comes through the mechanics area, still holding on to that number 1 ride. The rookie is about to spoil it here today as he is holding on to this number 1 position from here at Southwick, Massachusetts.
Well, Tim, in the late going here, Purcell having a problem. I don't know what it is, mechanical or otherwise, but he is certainly off the pace. 18th position for Christophe Purcell.
You know what, guys? I think he's actually at. I just got the word from the guys down here that Purcell is at. So obviously either he crashed or had some mechanical problems.
Oh my goodness. And that will put Dungey up by 11 points going into moto number 2.
I really
did not want to see that. You're happy it's not you guy, but you don't celebrate because your competition breaks down.
We present Ryan Dungey with the red number plate. He hasn't had it for a couple of weeks since Washougal, Washington, so that's really what it's all about. You like to have that hardware, but that little plastic plate is really important.
Yeah, you know, I mean, there's a lot going on. You know, the track was really tough, and it made for some good racing.
You came into Southwick, Massachusetts, you were down, 13 points, and now you're walking away with a 17-point advantage. That's pretty monumental.
Marsh out front with Sykes, who was your early hole shotter on that KTM in the number 2 spot. Then Purcell, Dungey. Now he's coming under pressure from Blake Wharton as well as Martin DeVollis. It's going to be a great race, and this is the championship. And look at Purcell. This is probably the hardest we've seen him ride this year, Rodney. He's asked to put all of the stops. He likes to be smooth. He likes to ride his own pace. Today, he doesn't have that option. Ryan Dungey could be content sitting right there, but he continues to apply pressure to the 377.
Imagine the pressure that Christophe Purcell, Superman, is feeling right now. He knows what he's got to do, finish as strong as he possibly can. Purcell will take that big win for him, but it's not big enough as Dungey checks in the number 2 spot. And he will be crowned the 2009 champion.
Woo-hoo! Hey, that's how you do it.
We did it, man.
You did.
Yeah.
I knew you did. Yeah. Yeah, come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, you need to help me out here because we are about to crown the 2009 AMA Lucas Oil Outdoor National Champion, Ryan Dungey!
Champions may fall, but they never quit. It was like everything, the training to the riding to getting up in the morning, it was all worth it at the end of the day to be able to pull this off. And even if it didn't happen, it was still all worth it, and never quit trying. Gave it our all.
I'm a pretty simple guy. I love dirt bikes. You know, I love family and like religion. Like I love to study the Bible and stuff like that. So other than that, I don't think about much else.
Yes, I need to book a ticket from Austin to Pittsburgh. Just a coach fare, please. I think you need to sit in the middle.
It's no secret that I haven't necessarily enjoyed it in the past years. I want to walk away from the sport knowing that I achieved everything that I kind of set out to. Outdoors is something that's missing.
We're at Carmichael's farm, training camp. He's got a nice setup out here for sure. Got all the tools to get the job done.
I've been dreaming about winning a championship since the day I started racing.
As amateurs, the deal was pretty clear. In order for us to eat, we had to win. Riders like Ryan Villapoto, for example, as an amateur racer, never won a race when they raced against us. Never. That creates a lot of hard feelings and animosity.
I don't hate him by no means, but I'm not gonna, you know, hang out with him and really talk with him, you know, not at all.
You know, with Ryan, he brings 3 championships outdoors. None of those other guys do, and that means he knows how to get it done.
When you're a little boy, you just think about that your dream is gonna be to be a world champion, and then you're gonna go to US and try to win a championship there.
Fans here have come in droves, and they've set their seats somewhere around the mountains here.
They are the keepers of a craft, ingrained in the American outdoors. The task, as difficult as there is in professional sports, where the slightest of errors may lead to the heaviest of consequences.
Wow, he is on the side of the track in pain. I think Chad Reed's done.
I think the most important thing to be aware of with regard to Supercross and Motocross is that it's the ultimate intersection between man and machine. Car racing is maybe a little bit more machine than man. Cycling is perhaps a little bit more man than machine. But Motocross and Supercross, dead center.
Although they will ultimately be defined by checkered flags and championships, their purpose runs deeper. All efforts off track, executed in order to endure the brutal task upon them. They are the backbone of an entire community that bleeds motocross.